Hello everyone, my name is William. Today, the topic that I want to discuss is reproductive behavior and cross-mating of two closely related pygmy squids, Idiosepius biserialis and Idiosepius thailandicus. The speaker is William. And after I get starting my presentation, I want to ask you everybody a question. Do you know what does pig mean? Okay. I will. Pygmy means that it's smaller than general size. So the pygmy squid means that the squid is very tiny and is smaller than general squid. Maybe yet it has only 5 millimeters to 10 millimeters. And this is my goal, to analyze the relationship of the two species in terms of reproductive behavior and cross-mating experiments. And now I get into the introduction part. What is Idiosepius genus? The Idiosepius genus belongs to the Decapodiforms, which means that they have 10 arms and giant, big to the giant squid and small to the pygmy squid. They all have 10 arms, and 2 of them are relatively longer than other 8 general arms, which we call them tentacles. Before we get into the part, we will introduce some types of squids. We can see the shorter is called arm, and the longer is we call tentacles, which has the function to fix the spermatophores. In the siphon, you can say which is the funnel. Its function is to produce the water flow, help squid to escape from the predator. And their mantle is to protecting their organs and their brains. The fin's function is helping to swim faster. And on the right side, you can see this is the dorsal fin, and I usually call them the positive side, and the ventral view is the negative side. And introduce. We discussed 2 species of squids in reproductive behavior and cross-mating. But what are reproductive behavior and what is cross-mating? Copulation and spawning and hatchling. These 3 were included in reproductive behavior. Copulation means mating, and spawning means laying eggs, and hatchling means larvae. And cross-mating, we look at the word size. Yes, means we force different species to mate together. So, in order to get the material, we choose these 3 places. China Reproductive and eastern part of Thailandicus. Both of these we choose mangrove area in these 2 places. And Atlantic Indian Ocean, which is in Indian Ocean, and we choose the seagrass bed in this place. So we choose these 3 places to get these 2 species of squid. And so 1, 3, and 023 squids composed of 86 females and 60 males is in mangrove. And 79 squid composed of 41 males and 38 females is in sea grass beds. And now, we get into the method. After getting those 2 species, Males and females were separated into different plastic bags. This is because I don't want them to mess so earlier. It definitely will influence the result of experiment. So then we choose 10 pairs of each species. Each pair was maintained in a dependent glass container. So before conducting experiments, there are something we have to do first. So we supply mysid and palemoniid shrimps as their food. And this is the palemoniid shrimps. It means a shrimp that with long arms. And mysid is to cook the shrimp and to let it get rid of the water and crush it into the powder. Now, second, 3 kinds of seagrass were introduced into large aquariums. It's in order to match the environment, to match the nature, to let it maybe laying eggs in the seagrass beds. And number third, all behavior is recorded by notes, sketch, and video. Population. Both of these squids don't have stable companion. And we can find that female squid even accept 1 to 3 males for copulation in the same time. Third, in both of species, males prefer larger females when they choose mate. And besides, the female squids in these 2 species are always bigger than the males. And now we found the 4 patterns in the squid copulations too. Pattern A is harving males to adhering females. Harving means that you move back and forth. And adhering means stop at one point and don't move very rapidly. So you can see male found female and display dark brown strips on his transparent body. And the female will spread her arm out in an umbrella shape. And the dark brown strip will present too. So there's a cartoon. The cartoon of process is like this. The male found female, and the male has present the dark brown strips on it. So and the males were hovering. And the female will present the dark brown strips too. And they will mate. Yes. And characters B, adherent males and females. First, only happen in vertical positions. And the male is adhering head down to the substrate above the female with brown V-shaped strip lighting on the ventral side. And third, the female will touch the armpits of male and spread her arm into umbrella shape. It is in order to accept the male's spermatophores. And fourth, the male stretches his tentacle to fix spermatophores, just like what I said. With a golden brown dorsum and dark strips. So the cartoon is like this. They are in a vertical position, and the male is above the female, and it is in a head down position, and the female is in a head up position. And in this conjunction, the male will have yellow, golden, and dark strips, and they will mix too. Pattern C, harvesting males and females, which means that both of male and female will rapidly move back and forth. So, and it is only happen in horizontal position. Second, the male will approach to the female in the same horizontal level, then they will get mate. The male will move down below the female and use tentacle to fix spermatophores. In this process, the male maintains translucent colors. Translucent colors means it's the body colors. So it will present like this. They will hovering, and they will get mate. They will mate. Pardon me. The female wander at the bottom of containing horizontal with yellow-brown color, and the male will swim to female with dark brown color strip. Third, the male will turn upside to drive her position into head-to-head. 4, the male will twist his mantle. 5, they will turn into pregnancy. So it will like this. Okay. In pattern A and pattern B and pattern in pattern A, which has 70% occurring, and in pattern B we found that it will 25% to occur. And pattern D and pattern C and pattern D is a lot. Has a rare opportunity to occur, and now it is spawning. Both of two species don't take care of their case, and we can find two patterns in spawning. Pattern 1 is only happen in horizontal position, and both in B squid and T squid. Pattern 2 is only a sub in T squid, and it's very rarely. So this is the eggs and hatching of it. This is the larvae conditions. Both of two species of larvae don't use tentacle until they are mature. So we can see the B squid and the T squid. Even though their habitat are not same, but their mating mode and spawning modes are very same, are similar.
All right. So your conclusion.
Okay.
So conclusion.
This is
conclusion.
yes.
Okay.
B squid and T squid are closely related because first they didn't form pair, and they are solitary habit. Third, they are sexual size of dimorphisms. Fourth, they have the reproductive strategy, but I think this is the result of it. And 5, they have similar mating patterns. 6, they use tentacle instead of arms to fix spermatophores. And 1 to 4 items we can see it directly in the nature, but 5 and 6 we should do the experiment to gain it. And this is the final discussion.
No, stop.
Okay.
All right. So now Q&A.
Okay.
Angelica. Stella. CK. Sammy. Henry. All right.
Black brown stripe will increase the peer whether and or it will still stay in their body.
If the dark monster will disappear after mating, or it will stay in the condition. The condition of that. If the paper say that it will occur, but they don't mention so details. So I just know the happens. So I don't know the complete condition. So I think we can yes.
All right. Stella.
In your study, you mentioned that the male squid will choose for a larger female. And you also mentioned that in this both species, the female are larger than males. Do you found any cases where the females are smaller than the males because you said that the males will choose for larger female. But in your study, you said both of the females are larger than the males.
I think they have a
Repeat the question.
and if the males have the preferred to choose the larger female, is there any experiment to prove it? And I think it is through the nature, it's through the experiment. So you can see this result through the experiment. If you put two smaller females and the large females, and you put one male in, and the males will get closer to the large females. And we can see this in the experiment. But the parent doesn't, maybe doesn't do this experiment. Maybe it saw the result in the nature.
We move on. CK.
Can you tell us the final description?
This means that we do this experiment and we can tell that these two kinds of species that they are closely related, and if they are the same species, maybe need further evidence. B squid and T squid are reproductively isolated because they can produce a fertilized eggs.
Sammy.
I think it is just the.
What's the question?
She asked that why the species can you ask this question again?
The ratio of males and females in cigarettes and non-cigarettes.
I think it's I think the just catch the material and don't think too much.
All right. Harry.
Colors are only under individual others
Me.
have any special function
Repeat the question.
Is there any special function for squid to change the color? I think in the mating, its change color means that it is already tell the females of male the other sex is already to mating, and maybe in the nature, prey and predator relationship will change the squid's color too.
Volunteer question, Annie. 1, 2. We have limited time, sorry. So, Jade and then Vincent.
So why would you like to do this experiment? Because you will see these two kinds of squid live in different places. One is mangrove and another is cigarette bag.
Yes.
So they are apparently different species. And why would you like to do cross-mating experiment?
Because the experiment reveals that they can produce the next generation and they can produce the fertilized eggs. So we can still not confirm that they are not the same species. They are not the same species.
Vincent.
you mentioned
two types of scripts, right?
Two B squid and
And there are four patterns. And I want to know, these four patterns appear in which species or appears in these two species?
okay. Patterns A is occurs in the most, and both T squid and T squid are well happen. And B squid is relatively rare, but it will have both of these squid population will occur in pattern B2. And pattern C is very rare. Rare is they have only that only happens in one time. And pattern D, pattern is is only happens in T squid.
All right. Stop here. Okay, so you now realize that the main problem is that you spoke over time. Right. So I think so let me start with the strength of this talk. So at the beginning, he tried to interact with you by asking you what is a pygmy, and then at the beginning, he also spent some time to explain difficult terms, like he explained the body parts of the squid, and also these terms regarding the behavior of squids. And he also had a very clear goal slides. However, I think you also in some previous talk, the goal slide was presented a little bit early. You can put it at the beginning. However, at the end of your introduction, it will be good to repeat. You can use even the same slide. Because after your introduction, we already forgot what's your goal. Okay. And his slides had often large fonts and short paragraph, often, but there are exceptions. Okay, so now are my criticisms. So you were not looking at the script, you were looking here. Was that your script? I hope you will be more familiar next time. And then a major problem, I think you probably spend at least 2 or 3 minutes describing the mating behavior. Where is that? I know it's important and it's also interesting. However, this sort of cost so much time that you didn't have time to talk about the real results. Furthermore, it's really nice, I appreciate that you make these animations. But some of these animations are not really adhering to the real condition. For example, you say the female here should be adhering, but here it doesn't look like it's adhering to anything, you know? So I would suggest that you should at least present, otherwise it looks like you didn't present any data on the paper. You should, I know it's not clear, but you can put it very, very large. Then you will see that, okay, this is what the author is talking about, the female and the male, right? And adhering female. And if I were you, I would just add some stripes here. That's enough. Okay, then you see they are mating. And here they have everything done. And they also even have the spawning or whatever. They're taking care of their eggs or whatever. Yeah, spawning their eggs. So the authors have done their work, so I think it would be good to use their work. And therefore, next time, if I were you, I would not spend so much time read through the lines. This really takes a lot of time. I would just show the figure, and maybe if you think it's not enough, a little bit of this. And then I will just print the keywords next to the cartoon or animations as a cue for yourself, what to say. But because otherwise you are talking about this 2 times for each of the patterns, okay? And And then at the end, because one of the audience asked which pattern is more often in which squid. I don't know if you have such table. Oh. If you have such table, then if not, then you should make a table saying, okay, pattern A, B, C, D, squid A and squid A and squid B or squid T, and then compare. Yeah, then that would be good, but because you spend so much time, so we didn't even pay attention to this table. So this will be more important for this. And therefore, next time, condense the discussion of mating detail, and then come to this summary table, and then come to the most important part of this study, which is cross-mating. And then, at the beginning, and also as a response to Jay's question, at the beginning, you should probably tell us what's the reason that you choose these two squids. You have to emphasize, at least based on my understanding, these two squids, although they live in different environments, they look similar in physical appearance. You cannot identify who is who based on appearance, even though they live in different environments. So that's the reason why the authors wanted to do this study. That's something you need to emphasize next time. Okay? So we hope to see your improvement next time. All right? So thank you, William.